The lioness bit the leopard cub tightly, not giving him any chance of survival. And the cub's mother was hiding in a tree not far away. But he wanted to stop it, but couldn't do anything. The lioness was satisfied after confirming that the leopard cub was completely dead, and threw it to the ground. He wanted the leopard to understand who was the ruler of the area. The flower treasure was named Saba. After the lioness left, he quickly came to his daughter's side. This was his most desperate moment. Looking at his motionless child, his heart was twisted. Although he knew that his daughter had long since left, he still chose to take him out of here. He gently picked up his daughter, then turned and walked deep into the grass. Saba took his dead child to the tree. There were no lions or anything that could disturb them. With his mother's company, Xiaowabo quietly left this world. With the arrival of Hanji, almost all the animals in this wilderness gathered towards the few remaining water sources. But Saba was the exact opposite of them. He brought his only surviving son Neo to a very remote place. After losing a cub, Saba became extra cautious. But although it was safe here, it lacked the water and prey needed for survival, which greatly increased the cost of hunting for Sabamets. In the past month or so, the size of the cub has nearly doubled, and its food intake has also increased greatly. Saba is a little overwhelmed, and hunger is often more terrifying than that of lions. He must try his best to hunt for food. Hanji is a very bad season, and Saba has almost no access to his prey due to the lack of vegetation. He has been out all day, but still no food has been caught. Neo's character is very different from his dead sister. He is timid by nature. During the period when his mother was away, he stayed quietly near the nest, and even when food was brought to his mouth, he did not dare to take action easily. Saba finally found his prey, but it is still unknown whether he can hunt successfully. Time passed by, and the cub was about to starve. This time he had to succeed, and if he failed, the cub would die of starvation. Saba successfully hunted his prey. It was a small wild cat, which could be regarded as very good food during this poor dry season. At this time, Saba was about to starve, but he still couldn't eat the hard-earned food. He had to carry the food back to the young side. He had to speed up the journey. If the hound found his trail, everything would be in vain. Saba was exhausted when he returned home. He anxiously called for his child. After seeing that the little guy was safe, he rested with confidence. The mother and son had been separated for 2 days, and the little guy was about to starve. He couldn't wait to pounce on the prey his mother brought back. This was the first time he felt the taste of meat. Although he was only an African wild cat, but in the season when food was scarce, he was lucky to be able to fill his stomach. As the temperature rose again, the few remaining water sources in this wilderness began to slowly dry up. All animals were heading towards the river, and the giant dragon Saba was no exception. In order to survive, he could only bring his cub to the water source. But he did not take the cub deep into the river, but placed him in a small hill nearby. Saba still needed to hunt continuously. After leaving Neo in a hidden place, he walked towards the river. It was a dangerous place with many opportunities. He stayed in the trees not far from the river, ready to take advantage of the night to try his luck by the river. Soon, night fell, and the apostle Saba approached the river, but it was occupied by the hounds. The disparity between Saba and their power was too great, so he could only leave here and continue to wait for the opportunity. Neo waited on this small hill for a full night. Instead of waiting for his mother, he waited for a group of uninvited guests. A group of wild dogs came near him, and although they did not see Neo, they smelled him. If Neo is found, he will die. The wild dogs surrounded the hill, and they had found Neo's location. In a panic, Neo learned the innate abilities of cats, and he managed to climb a tree. The wild dog doesn't climb trees, so he can only be glad to leave. Neo resolved the crisis alone, but his survival is still unknown. He hasn't had food for a long time. Saba, who was exhausted, came to a quagmire that had dried up. Due to the depletion of water sources, Suchao Gate was far away from here, but Saba seemed to have discovered something under the quagmire, a fat catfish. Saba never dreamed of food coming back so easily. This is more important to Saba than windfall. This will be the straw for their family to save their lives. Saba brought the fish ashore and hid it. He had no choice but to use it, and was soon back here. He continued to search the dirt for catfish. Fish that had lost water had nowhere to escape. All Saba had to do now was speed up his hunt, and he wanted to hide them all before other predators found them. Saba had hunted in this quagmire all afternoon, and he had stored enough food to help them through the toughest dry season, and their family was desperate.